Pakistan says the number of Afghan refugees repatriated from Pakistan has now reached 1 million people. Pakistan started pressuring Afghans to leave in November 2023, saying they posed a security threat. More than 1 million other Afghan refugees still living in Pakistan are now fearing being forced to leave. With the number of repatriations rising sharply, there are concerns that the situation in Afghanistan will turn into a humanitarian crisis.
Along the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan, some of these men are packing up the only life they've ever known. Belongings piled high, they're being forced to leave the homes they've lived in for decades.
I don't want to leave, but I have no choice.
Mir Ali was born in Pakistan, but has no official Pakistani identity. He, his older brother and their family have chosen to leave voluntarily, with the threat of arrest looming.
We had been living in Pakistan for 40 years, and then we were ordered to go back, even though we did not do anything wrong. The way the Pakistani government communicated affected us, so I said to myself, if others are going back, I will go back too.
The Mir brothers are among the 1 million refugees Pakistan says it has repatriated to Afghanistan. Pakistan began forceful evictions of undocumented refugees in November 2023, and starting this month, it has expanded the policy to Afghans holding residence cards. Islamabad says the Afghans are a threat to the country's security and a burden on its weak economy, but not everyone agrees with the government's policy.
Afghan refugees are our brothers. We are deeply saddened when we hear that they have to leave, as we all have been living here together happily for the past 40 years, like one family.
The number of people returning to Afghanistan has ballooned, with estimates suggesting more than 100,000 border crossings this month alone. The UN and Amnesty International are warning of hunger, desperation and persecution for the new arrivals, but Mir Ali is trying to be optimistic.
We have nothing here, but the Taliban has set up a program for us in Kabul and they will help us there. They got us a truck to help us transport our belongings. We have nothing and ask for the government to provide us with land, houses and employment.
From one refugee camp to another, families forced to start again in a country where severe poverty is the norm.
Let's dig into that a bit more with GW's reporter, Binesh Javid. Binesh, first of all, give us a bit of an explanation here about why Pakistan is deporting these Afghans.
Claire, the main problem is that Pakistan is angry at the Afghan Taliban. Pakistan accuses the Afghan Taliban government of sheltering and supporting militants that attack Pakistan. Now, this is an accusation that Kabul denies, but on statistics, what we are seeing is that since Afghan Taliban took control of Afghanistan in August 2021, terrorist attacks in Pakistan have significantly increased. Just last year, more than 1,000 Pakistanis were killed in terrorist attacks, and Pakistan blames and accuses the Afghan Taliban of supporting those militants that are attacking Pakistan. And as a punishment to the Afghan Taliban, Pakistan is sending these hundreds and thousands of Afghans who are very well integrated into Pakistani society. It's their home for decades, but because it wants to punish the Afghan Taliban for not doing enough, what Pakistan says that Afghan Taliban can contain the threat of terrorism emanating from Afghanistan. This is a way for Pakistan to punish the Afghan Taliban. And unfortunately, it's the people and the Afghans that are now stuck between these two governments fighting over an issue that nobody wants to accept responsibility of.
So these Afghans who either have returned or are living in fear that they will be pressured out or forced to return, what kind of country are they going back to in Afghanistan?
Claire, they are returning, and some of them for the very first time are going to Afghanistan because they were maybe born in Pakistan and Pakistan was their only home. So they're going to one of the poorest countries in the world with almost no health system, no education system, where women have no access to education, no have access to work, no access to public spaces, where men even will face unemployment because the economy is near collapse. So it's not a functioning country, and these Afghan Taliban government are now being burdened with these hundreds and thousands of Afghans entering into Afghanistan every day.
Yeah. Why aren't we seeing other countries step up their support and open their doors to these Afghans?
So, Claire, forget about these ordinary Afghans. Those thousands of Afghans who helped the US, Germany, and other NATO countries during the 20-year war in Afghanistan, even those are not being helped or welcomed by the Western powers. So, even now, there are more than 40,000 Afghans that are waiting in Islamabad after 3 years since Taliban took control. They were promised that they will be resettled in US, in Germany, Spain, UK, and many other countries. But more than 40,000 are still waiting for these cases to be processed. Now, Pakistan says it's frustrated by the slow process by which these countries are processing these cases. And what we see is happening is the political situation in the Western countries, especially in the US and also in Germany, there's an environment where there is no more acceptance of Afghan refugees. And countries like Pakistan, Pakistan says that Pakistan, even although as compared to other wealthier countries, can't continue to entertain and keep Afghans in this country. And it has also even threatened that if Western countries will not expedite the process, Pakistan has threatened to deport even those Afghans, which we know, because they work with the Western powers, will face persecution by the Taliban if they are returned.
Beenish, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed on this story. We're speaking with DW's reporter Beenish Javid.